Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper both play a major role in the upcoming direction with Bray Wyatt, with both likely to actually be their own distinct and separate characters. At this point in time, Uncle Howdy is being played by Bray Wyatt. The man behind the mask was Wyndham Rotunda himself. Even though, yes, there was an earring, it was not Bo Dallas behind the mask, despite the fact he has been backstage at least one SmackDown over the last 3 weeks. He has been backstage, there is discussion ongoing about a new deal for him, but he was not behind the mask. That was Bray Wyatt himself recording the lines and the facial expressions that he was looking for. Uncle Howdy is not a member of the Wyatt Six. Uncle Howdy is not necessarily the leader that Bray Wyatt is now following. In fact, Uncle Harper seems more likely to be the one trying to rescue and direct and sort of aim Bray in the right direction. You see, Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper are expected to be the angel and the devils on the shoulder. A physical manifestation and representation of Bray's family and his history. And yes, of course, Uncle Harper being the positive because of the reference to Luke Harper. The Wyatt Six themselves are not Uncle Howdy or Uncle Harper. The intention is very, very simple. The angel and the devil will be there directing Bray's actions and tempting him towards dark or light side. Hurt, heal. This is a continuation of where they were going with the Fiend, but they never actually got to introduce the heal element to the Fiend because of so many things that did go wrong very early on. This is where the Fiend was going, but this will not necessarily see Bray Wyatt become the Fiend again. The Fiend is looking to be something separate entirely. There is the possibility that Uncle Howdy and Harper do get a physical manifestation, but that would be Bray himself because they are meant to be representations of him personally. So it is a look at his actual family leading Bray Wyatt himself. The main character in this is, of course, Bray Wyatt, but it's a Bray Wyatt much closer to Wyndham Rotunda himself. Much closer. We will start to see the introduction of the Wyatt Six soon. I expect that to be early next year or very late this year, because in introducing the angel and devil on the shoulder, they need to establish first who Uncle Howdy is, how Bray Wyatt responds to him, then salvation will start to come in the form of Uncle Harper, then war begins between the two of them, Howdy and Harper. Howdy Harper. In many ways, there are good omens here, if you'll forgive the pun. In many ways, good omens. The main positive for me is that what we're going to get is a proper drip feed. You might say breadcrumbs of tiny little bits of storyline laid out, spread out, slowly getting to the point. Bray Wyatt himself will not be wrestling very much at all in this entire thing, though there is of course still very much a push to have him walk up to Roman Reigns. We first need to establish who this new Bray Wyatt is, because he is distinctly separate from anything that came before. He's no longer playing the acolyte, if you'll forgive that term, the acolyte of Sister Abigail. He's no longer playing that. He's no longer trying to collect lost souls. He's no longer the vengeful spirit that was the Fiend. He is now something completely different, much more human, but influenced heavily by dark and light around him. The Wyatt Six will slowly start to get involved once those characters are established.